world, welcome back to another video. Today I am here with my June wrap-up and my July TBR. So let's start with the wrap-up. I only read 3 books in June because there was a few days that I spent at home with my fellow band members and then I was moving house, so all in all there was about a week and a half where I didn't read anything. The first book I read in June is Monsters of Men, which is the final part in the Chaos Walking trilogy by Ness. I read the 2 preceding parts in May, you might have seen them in my May wrap-up, so I figured I might as well binge the whole thing because I'm a completist at heart. I like this book a lot better than I did the second one, which I felt suffered from typical middle book syndrome. In this one though, things actually happen, which is something that was sorely lacking in the second book. The ending is pretty open, which is something that I had to come to terms with, because with stories like this one I tend to like to know where all the characters end up and where all the storylines are going to go, but in the end I do feel like it was a good decision. Rather than spelling everything out for us readers, they kind of let us use our own imagination. So all in all, I really like this series and this book in particular, and I would recommend it to people who enjoy kind of dystopian YA. Next, I read Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, which was the first read for the YA book club that I host through my work. I work in a bookshop. I've been wanting to read this book for a while, which is why I picked it as the first read for the book club. And I am more than willing to admit that that was mostly because of this absolutely stunning cover. The book itself is about this girl from New York who suddenly finds that she has travelled through this sort of portal into another time. She is set on the quest of recovering a powerful object as well as saving her mother. I enjoyed the book, although I think the writing was not amazing. I do like how the author tried to bring issues that are super current into this book, such as racism and gender equality, by kind of using the past as a mirror for the present. All in all, I don't think this book was really for me, but I didn't hate reading it either. I think if you like the Winners trilogy by Mary Rutkowski, then this might be for you because it reminded me of that. I've only read the first book of that, but this one reminded me of that one a lot. I then picked up Downstation by Morden, of which I've had the arc for a couple of months. I think the book actually came out like way back in February. This story is about a group of wildly different people. What they have in common is that they are all in the London Underground when a mysterious fire breaks out there. They have to run for their lives and they kind of go from room to room in this really claustrophobic, tunnely space. And then at one point they open a door and they find themselves in a completely different place where completely different things are possible. One thing that I really liked about this book is how thoughtfully the main characters were presented. Often when characters are put in a situation where they have to survive or they have to fight for their lives, their reactions strike me as really unrealistic, but not in this case. The only problem that I have with this book is that I can't find anywhere that it's part of a series, so I think it's not, but that would be really strange because it's left really open at the end, like almost as if the story's only just begun. I guess if it's not part of a series, then that's kind of the point of the book, but I don't know if I like that. I don't mind an ending that's a little bit open, but this is maybe a bit too much for me. So those are the 3 books that I read in June. Because it's only such a short list, I decided to announce a bit of a TBR for July as well. I have 3 books that I definitely want to read in July. I'll probably be reading more, but this is just kind of a direction also for myself because I haven't been making TBRs these last couple of months and it's bugged me. The first book I want to read in July is TANGLEWRECK by Jeanette Winterson. This is another book that I fell for because of the cover. I'm shallow like that. I'm not entirely sure whether it's YA or maybe even a middle grade book or just fantasy or some kind of combination of those 3, but there's something about time not behaving like it should, and there's magic, and it just sounded really good. The second is Eleanor Park by Rowell. I've never read anything by Rowell before, not because of any particular reason, it's just never happened before, but I've obviously heard a lot about her just by, you know, being on BookTube. And then this one kind of crossed paths with me, so I figured I'll give it a go. I also want to read PENUMBRA'S 24-hour bookstore by Sloan. I love books about books or books about bookshops, so I'm very curious about this one. It doesn't necessarily sound like an easy read though, so I'll probably be reading the other ones first and kind of ease into this one. I will also be reading my book club book in July, but as I'm filming this, I don't know yet which book that's going to be because the poll is still up and active, and I hope people are voting. By the time this video goes up, I will know, so if I remember, I'll put the details of the book in the description along with all the other books. For any of you Dutch people who would like to join, by the way, you're more than welcome to do so. The book club takes place in The Hague at the American Book Centre, and it's awesome, and I will be there, and there will be cookies and tea and coffee and books. What more could you possibly want? I'll leave the link to the Facebook event down below so you can check it out at your leisure. If you're thinking, oh, that sounds really cool, but I can't make it in July, that's absolutely fine. The great thing about this book club is that it's a monthly thing, so you get a new chance every month. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you have anything that you would like to share about any of the books that I mentioned in this video, please feel free to do so down below. Don't spoil me for any of the books that I haven't read yet. Don't spoil anyone else for any of the books that they might not have read yet. I think that was a correct sentence, but maybe not. It's really early. I don't know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye!